T for the star now. We back at T. We got the late great Martin Luther King. They say, damn, we don't hear nobody, especially young black people, especially in this urban community or this urban atmosphere that we all a part of. We don't see too many black young men going back to give a perspective of the dead, giving homage or paying homage to the people that then died and stood for something that they died for. So we got the I Have a Dream speech. We're going to listen through it, then I'm going to give you the perspective, the future perspective of what the late great Dr. King meant. But we can see from this first thumbnail, this was, we all know what time, what era this was in, the racist and all of this KKK era. Cool. That already, look at that, that already look integrated. Does this not look like how our concerts and how our events look these days? He wasn't talking about now. He wasn't talking about then. He was talking about our future when he had that dream. All of our dreams are deja vus of the future. This is why more and more people don't remember their dreams, or more and more people think that they don't have dreams. Let's get that.
Demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
To see how the world has transpired and the time that I live in is truly amazing, that we went from standing together and willing to die for the things that we stood for to the modern time that we live in now, where niggas don't give a shit about the next nigga, and black people don't want to see the next black person higher or above them economically. How did we go from bringing a million like-minded individuals together to 60 years later, we can't even have a concert without the without incident. When are we gonna ever get a million like-minded people together in one sitting again that actually means something, that stands against the system, that stands against this unrighteous way they have us living? This is why Martin Luther King got killed. Not for anything involuntary, but because they needed there not to be another person like him in the era that we live in. Last great black man that we had of this generation was Dick Gregory. Shout out to Dick Gregory. May you live on. And I think he just died maybe 2018. I think he died right before COVID and all that shit. Just so happenly. That was the last great black man that was able to stand next to Martin Luther, Malcolm X, god dang, what's the other name? Farrakhan. What's the other one now? Al Sharpton. Them is full-blown house niggas. They knew that what he said was the absolute truth, not for the time that they were living in, but for 50 years later, in the era of 2000, or the year of 2022, where we got black people killing black people at such excessive rates, we will become extinct to our own race in the deep future.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one.
They said, hold on, what you just say? This is what we have going on now. It's the same black men that make it to a certain plateau in this life we live, that they actually do get to go sit down with the forefathers of the people who laid the foundation for slavery and plantations and all of these unrighteous ways of living. And guess what they doing when they sit down and talking to them? They're not talking about anything about helping the community. They're talking about how can we each make each other more money. They knew what he was talking about. He knew what he was talking about. He had to give it to the people on a dumbed down level because he didn't want to incite riots to have black people looked at a certain type of way. Know why we didn't want to be looked at a certain type of way? Because we didn't know where we actually came from. All of these people at this Million Man March genuinely believed that we came from slavery. So all of these people that believed in what Martin Luther King stood for actually believed they came from Africa. But at the same time, they didn't take this million people and just leave America and go back to Africa at this point in time, right here. Why didn't they? Why didn't they just uproot and just leave and go back to Africa? It was a means and times where you could do such. Why didn't they all uproot and go back to Africa and build their own community in a part of Africa where there is no running water, there is no electricity? Why didn't they uproot and go do that? Because he already seen that these people, the same people that he's speaking for, are already integrating themselves within society. So if he already see that they integrating themselves within society little by little, and I see that this is going to be detrimental for the future, because once we integrate, we gonna start killing each other, because we're no longer gonna look at the real person as being the real enemy. We're gonna look at them as the people that's on the outside, or the referees, or say, hey, I'm the one that just gave y'all the gun and put y'all in them hoods. Now I ain't tell y'all what to go do with it. Y'all could have chose to sacrifice y'all life and keep attacking the system, but no, y'all didn't want to do that. Know why? Because everybody in the hood now, they have a dream that one day they'll come out up out of poverty. One day they'll be able to take care of their mama. One day, I have a dream one day that I see myself living right next to all of these rich white people that's gonna call the police on me and try to get me put out of this specific location that I worked so hard or dreamed so hard to get to. Know what his dream was? That one day it was going to be men like some of the individuals that we have on YouTube being able to speak out against the brotherhood. And this is what we're doing through YouTube, through their own platform. We speaking out against the brotherhood at the same table as them through social media. This is the closest we ever been able to get to the powers that be, is through social media. Man, use your mind. Every time we get on social media and speak through these on live streams or videos, we sitting at the table with the powers that be. And they algorithms is tailoring who to put out in front and who to put in the back of the back of all the content creators. So every time we get in front of these cameras, we sitting in front of the powers that be. They watching, they listening, they know what's up. Know why? Because he had a dream, he had a deja vu that we was gonna be able to do this individually. We didn't have to be a Martin Luther King. All we had to be is a TV star for the star now. All we had to do was be a Bro Sanchez. All we had to do was be a Rashad Jamal. All we had to do was be a Yash Kara. All we had to do is be a Bro Sanchez. All we had to do is be a Kevin Samuels. And we can speak to the powers that be. We'll sit down right at the same table. Know why? Because they gave us this table, aka the interaction through social media. The median in between the social interaction is the media. It's the median. The median is the table that you eat on. So if I can sit right here, the table is the connection that I have through the people that's watching on the other side, the powers that be. Heard what he said. We ain't judged by the color of our skin no more. As much as people like to use that as a goddamn clutch or a crutch, we judge by the content of our character. So then when we have black people going out here and portraying this character on social media and becoming different characters than who they actually represent in real life, this is how we being judged now. That's why I say we're We're judging every book by its cover. Didn't he say that? We judging everybody by the cover of your character on the outside. How you present yourself on the outside. So that's why I said he was in the future. He couldn't come out and just start saying all of this shit against the government. They would have tried to kill his ass way before. Or they would have incited riots because he knew people, the million people, majority of those people were willing to die with Martin Luther King. We don't have idols. We don't have people like that people are willing to die with because the message is so strong. We don't have that no more. And if we do have it, it's on a very, very small scale. And the way that we've been bred, we don't even want to have a following that's willing to die with us. We so strong individually with our philosophy, we rather die by what the hell we stand for and everybody else live by the shit that I died for. That's what Martin Luther King wanted to do. He didn't want everybody to die with him. He wanted people to live by the shit that he knew he was going to die about. Can we start doing that again? Live by the shit that other people were willing to die for. You ain't got to be willing to die for it. Somebody is. So now you have to be willing to live about that shit. Because now they didn't die for you to have a chance to live a certain way. And that way is to speak to the powers that be. And speak fluently. And articulate your words the exact way you want them motherfuckers to hear you. Say, hold on. Exactly. We ain't in that era where, goddamn, if a man hit you, turn the left cheek. No, if a man hit me, I'm going to turn this nigga cheek completely around in a 360. That's what era we in. And I'm not speaking for niggas. When I say niggas, I'm talking about any man that goddamn poses a goddamn imminent threat to me or my immediate family. And I have less vengeance and less aggression towards other black people. I don't have no vengeance towards white people either. But I have more remorse and compassion toward other niggas that I see when I go to the corner store or when I'm just out and about. I got more compassion. I'm willing to let shit slide way more than I'm willing to let white people flicking me off or goddamn calling me out my name while I'm driving or trying to brake check me or cut me off in traffic or shit like that or just getting into it with them at the store. I'm not showing them no compassion. I am. I'm showing myself compassion by not taking it to the next level. So it's certain situations that I done been in where I didn't feel like I had the right to goddamn start punching on the dude. But did I do that? No, because I got kids at home that I want to make it back to. So even if I feel like I'm in the right, I already know what type of city I'm in. So if I'm fighting a white man, the white police finna come. So if I'm willing to do that, then I might as well be willing to do that to the police too. So if I ain't willing to take it all right there and lose my life right there for something I stand for, I can articulate my words better. I can disrespect you and make you feel belittled while just speaking to you. And if you put your hands on me, then now I have the right to fuck you over. But while we just sitting here talking, you gonna understand that you ain't never gonna see another nigga like this. And I guarantee you won't never think twice by time next time you choose to talk to another nigga like this. If you see another nigga like me. That's why I got this, man. I don't want nobody else to never see another nigga like me on this planet. Period. You heard me? Yeah. Oh, baby. Don't mind me. Just listen to me, though, you know? Yeah. And this is why we became the society that we became. Because at a certain point in time, when we grew up, we didn't look at other white kids as being white or different. As far as, oh no, we ain't gonna play with them. No, we utilized and we played with the people in the inner cities just like anybody would. But the thing is, Now, as you grew up, you start to get more into your bitter ways. So now we see a lot of times where I've been seeing on social media where it's this big manly ass black bitches beating up on little frail ass white girls. I understand shit happens, so I'm not taking nobody's side. But the simple fact that you gotta over exert your authority or your physical manpower. This is why I say. This is why they say most black men don't want no manly ass black bitch no more. They rather have the feminine white woman that's gonna get beat up. Women don't understand that. We want a woman that's gonna need us to come save her. We don't want a woman that's gonna run through 5, 6 bitches and beat the shit out the ass, all of their ass. Hold on, bitch. Yeah, you can take your ass on, because you going to get me killed, because you going to beat up the wrong person, and they're going to come and kill my ass based on some shit that you did out here. Now, if I got to go save my frail, feminine girl from getting beat up and something happened to me, I'm willing to die for that. But I ain't willing to die for it just because you out here pounding bitches out. So we grew up with this philosophy as far as no matter if they white, black, Chinese, Mexican, if we grew up in the same environment and we had like-minded, and we were like-minded, shall I say, we tended to blend well. It didn't seem out of the natural element. It didn't seem out of the norm. Even if they was being taught something different at home and we was being taught something different at home. When we went outside in the environment, we knew how to mesh. We knew how to conduct ourselves. And they knew how to conduct themselves. And now tell me I'm blind. When white people go out and they around black people, they know how to fucking act. When black people go out, if I'm around white people, depending on the type of black people, they know how to act. When I go out around white people, I ain't finna be putting on my goddamn full-blown nigga face. That's stupid. They already look at me like that. So if you already look at me like that, I don't need to act no way. Nigga, I'm gonna be me, because I'm a nigga. So you gonna have to look at me how you already look at me, but I ain't gonna amp it up and start just cussing and slanging and sagging and wearing gold and all this other stupid ass shit, man. We're being judged by character. And so if every white person look at us as sagging with gold, dreads, and have guns on us and tattoos, even if we don't have that shit, they still, in their head, this is what they see. I'm out of that water. I need some water. Hold on, you heard what that boy said? Man, shout out to Mark. He said this is the only thing we're willing to do. We're willing to struggle together. We're willing to pray together. And we're willing to go to jail together. But we're not willing, we don't have anything that we stand on. So if we don't have anything we stand on, what are we struggling about? What are we praying about? And what the fuck is we going to jail for? We're going to jail because we struggling and because we praying. Now we praying on each other because we all struggling. So now we had to look at each other as prey. And then in return, we have to go to jail with each other. You get it? You don't have to go to jail with a certain group, no. But when I go to jail, who I'm going to jail around? Mostly niggas. So now we going to jail together, we struggling together, and we praying on each other together. Man, we living backwards, man. Everybody talking about, yeah, Martin Luther King, he wasn't talking about this, he wasn't talking about this. No, y'all ain't reading in between the fucking lines. He knew niggas was gonna start killing each other like this in the future. This is what he's saying. You think he wanted to tell people that? Back then, it was not known for black people to attack other black people. Man, bro, it was not known for black people to attack black people back then. To kill another black man, oh man, that was just the low down vibration person you could be. You would be shunned by the whole fucking community of black people. It was not a thing for black people to kill black people, to maim and rape women, black women. No, sir. No, sir. That was not a fucking thing back then. And guess what? Out of all this shit, look, they gotta have white people standing guard, even though he coming out saying what he's saying, and they still gotta have white people in the position, integrated. That's why I said he wasn't talking about then. It was already integrated. He was talking about now of what we doing to each other. Because we don't see what integration done done. So now we integrated and we don't know who the real enemy is. So now we look at each other as a fucking enemy, man. Said, land where my fathers died, land where the pilgrims pride. The pilgrims took it because of their pride. Our fathers died on this land. What Martin talking about? You think he talking about Negroes? Nigga, no, he talking about Native Americans. Them are real forefathers. That's our real Jesus and our real gods. This is why we able to strive and be who we is now. Because even though we call it out to some other false, fictional person in the sky, our ancestors know that we've been watered down. They know we've been lied to. They know we've been bamboozled. They know we've been brainwashed. So they still look out for us. And the ones that they call back home, they knew it wasn't your time to wake up. So they had to make certain things happen for you before it became more of a detriment to the world.
Inside. Let freedom reign if America is to be a great nation. This must become true.
Hold on, what Trump talking about? Make America great again. I guarantee Trump talking about this time. Yeah, you can miss me with all the other shit. I guarantee Trump talks about make America great again. I used to think, when was America ever great? This is what he talking about. This is exactly what the fuck he talking about. Nigga, Martin Luther King didn't say great America a few times. And Trump, what he said, let's make America great again. Where black people can stand up and goddamn speak their own shit for their own experience and not have one raggedy ass black person be the spokesman or spokeswoman for the majority of the whole fucking United States or population. We don't even, most of us don't never even know this bitch or that goof ass nigga. And then most of them be women. Last person we didn't have, what, Barack? Yeah, you can miss me with that. Trump said, let's make America great again. This is what he's talking about, right here. Y'all can't read in between the lines though, boy, because y'all ain't in the future. Trump said, let's make America great again. Niggas killing niggas, we ain't never gonna be great. We'll never be great. Because as soon as a nigga get great, a nigga will strike his ass down.
So let freedom reign. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom reign. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom reign from the hiking Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom reign from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom reign from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom reign from Stone Mountain of Georgia.
When are we gonna let freedom ring, man? That bell ain't run off in your head yet. That we ain't free. They getting us lost into this illusion that everybody think they have the freedom of choice to do whatever the fuck they want. But all them people in them stone mountains and shit, them people waiting for the goddamn, they waiting for America to overturn. They gonna come the fuck back out of all of them mole holes and all that shit that he just said. All of them hills, all them stone mountains and shit. Oh yeah, them crackers, they coming back out, boy. And when them crackers come back out, they been training for the last 50 years. And what black people been doing? Getting fat, killing each other, eating, listening to music, dancing, praying, yeah, yip yapping, going to church, hallelujah. Soon as them crackers come back out the mountain, they finna have a fucking slaughter on y'all ass. You niggas better wake the fuck up, boy. Y'all ain't reading in between the lines of what he's saying. They had to go back up into them goddamn mountains. They had to put away their pride. They had to put away the shit that they really wanted to do. That's why you see a lot of shit starting to spill over. And that's why you see a lot of shit, people just starting to lash out and just do a lot of shit. They coming from the mountains. The mountain was in your head. Once you climb down off that society mountain and get back into reality and your natural element, you think like, oh, this shit don't matter. I don't give a fuck. I'm finna go on a rampage. Y'all better wake up. Because soon as them crackers come up out that mountain, they finna have a slaughter fest on y'all ass, man. All you BBL wearing, all you niggas that just want to do all this mumbo jumbo, goddamn, what his name is? I forgot what the little monkey is. I'll show it one of these days. Blackface type shit though. They gonna y'all will wait. Watch. Y'all will figure it out. Y'all will figure it out. This is integration right here. So he wasn't talking about this time. Now, I don't know who you can thank, but I can thank my ancestors that I'm free at last, man. I'm free at last. I actually get to be who I want to be. And when I die, I'm going to be free at last. And I ain't got to worry about being caught up in this illusion and getting wrapped up into this illusion that not knowing if death real or what the fuck happened after life, after death and all this shit. And then you get locked up in this figure 8 cycle of energy and you bring your stupid ass right back here because you ain't learned shit. TV the star for the star. Nah, we gone. Appreciate it. Yeah.